the key to success in meditation is focus. You have to focus your mind in the present, in the here and now. You should not focus your mind, you should not let your mind drift to other things. Always be focused with whatever you are doing at the moment. If you're walking, just be focused with your walking. If you are eating, focus on your eating. If you are washing, bathing, sweeping, whatever you do, focus your attention, your mind at that particular action in real time, now. Okay. Don't do something and then think about other things at the same time. Like you might be sweeping or washing and then you start thinking about what will you do tomorrow or what you did yesterday. This is not practice. The practice, you have to be here and now. This is what we call the development of mindfulness. In the Fourth Satipatthana Sutta, I'm not sure if you ever read it, the fourth foundation of mindfulness. The Buddha laid out the way to focus your mind. Be with your activity, with your physical bring your mind to be watchful or focused with your physical activity. Be here and now. Because if you do, when you sit in meditation, when you want to focus your mind on your breathing, it won't go anywhere. And if your mind can be focused continuously on your breathing, your mind will come to peace very soon, very quickly. And when you have come to peace, you will have experienced a kind of happiness that you have never experienced before. You will find that this is the real happiness. This is what we all been looking for. Something that will stay with us. Something that we can always have at any time we want. Once we become adept with the practice. So what you should do, you should develop this focused ability first in your daily life, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. As soon as you get up, focus right away at your body. Look at your body. Where is the body now? Okay, it's lying down. Okay, what do you want to do next with the body? You want to get up. Okay, just focus on the body. You want to stand up. You want to walk. You want to go to the bathroom. Just be with the body at every instant. This is to prevent your mind from running here and there. Because if your mind keeps running here and there, it will never find peace. It will never stop thinking. But if you can focus your mind, then your thinking will be gradually under control. You can stop your thinking. If your mindfulness, your ability to focus is strong enough. But if you feel you cannot focus yet, there's another technique. You can use a mantra, like the word Buddha. Just repeat Buddha, Buddha, and watch whatever you are doing. Because sometimes you're watching what you do, but at the same time your mind still wants to think about something else. Then you should use the Buddha to bring it back. Just repeat Buddha, Buddha inside mentally, just to prevent your mind from thinking about other things. But should you need to think, you can do that also, but you should stop doing other things. You should stop doing whatever you're doing. Sit down or stand and then think. If you want to think, you want to make some planning, what you want to do today, tomorrow, so forth. You can think. But when you have thought out everything that you have to think, then you should come back to focusing your mind at whatever you do again, without thinking about other things. This is the first step. It's not the entire step. So don't get confused, because when you get to another, the third step, in which you have to develop wisdom, then you have to think. But that's later. Right now, before you can go to that level, you have to first have this focusing ability. You should have the ability to stop your mind from thinking about things that you don't have to think about. This is during the time when you have to do your daily routine, whatever you need to do. But as soon as you have spare time, you don't have to do anything, then you should sit down and close your eyes and then concentrate, focus on your breathing. Try to get your mind to drop into calm. This is what we call samadhi. When the mind drops into calm, to peace, it stops thinking temporarily. There you don't have to force it anymore. It will just rest. Then you just enjoy that state of peace of mind for as long as you can. Don't force it. Don't pull it out from that state. Let it stay in that state for as long as possible, until it emerges, until it withdraws from that state. Then you should continue on focusing. Do these two things until you become very professional. That means you can get your mind to calm down anytime you want. As soon as you sit down, you can focus on your breathing, and in a few minutes your mind drop into calm. If you could do this, then the next level that you should develop is the development of insight or wisdom. Insight here means to perceive things as they are, to see things as they are, not as what you think they are. See, the Buddha said there is no self in the body, for instance, but we think there is a self in the body. We think that the body is I, it is mine, it is myself. But this is delusional. This is not the correct truth. The truth is that the body is just the composition of the four elements: earth, water, fire, and wind. You get this from the food that you eat. See, the food that you eat comes from the earth, like the fruits, the vegetables, the grains. They all have to have earth, they have to have water, they have to have fire, heat, they have to have air. So they are actually the combination of these four elements: earth, water, fire, and air. And when you ingest it into your body, it turns into the 32 parts. It becomes the hair of your head, the hair of your body, your skin, your teeth, your nail, and all the internal organs. See? So this body is just is composed of the four elements. And when this body stops working, stop functioning, the four elements will disintegrate. They'll go separate ways. When you die, when the body dies, the first two things that will leave the body are the air, the wind element, and the heat element, the fire element. The body becomes cold. And the air is the smell that comes out of the body. Then later on, the water will come out of the body. The liquid part will come out of the body, and eventually the body will just left with the hardened part, which we call the earth part, like the skeleton, the skin that's all dried up. And if you leave it long enough, it will decompose and go back to the earth. This is what we call the development of insight. You have to train your mind to think in this manner in order to be able to see that the body is not you. You are the one who is investigating the body. So the one who investigates and the one who is being investigated cannot be the same thing. Understand? You are the mind. The mind is the one who is investigating the body. The body is not the mind. But the body and the mind are like twins. They come to join together at the time of conception, at the womb, in the womb. When the sperm and eggs combine to form a body, the mind that need a new body comes in and take possession of that body. The mind is the spirit that died from previous life. Like our mind, when we die, our mind will then separate from this body, and then it will go seek a new body. When there is conception in the womb, then this mind will go and possess that particular new body. And when you were born, the mind thought that the body is the mind and the mind is the body. This is what we call avijja, or delusion, not knowing the truth of the mind and body, that they are two separate things. The mind is the controller of the body. The body is just like a toy. The mind is like the owner of the toy, like a driver and a car. The car is the body, the driver is the mind. Okay. But the problem is the mind didn't know this. The mind thought the body is itself. So whatever happens to the body, it becomes affected negatively. It becomes sad, afraid. But if it knows that it is not itself, then it can overcome these bad feelings. If you know something doesn't belong to you, you won't be affected by what happened to it, right? If you know that car is not yours, whatever happens to it, it doesn't affect you. But if you think that car belongs to you, then if something happens to it, then you will be affected. That's because of your delusion, your ignorance, not knowing the truth. So this is what we call insight. We have to teach the mind the true story. And then we have to keep reminding it at all times. And then when whatever happened to the body, we should leave it alone. We should not worry about it. Because if you study the course of the body, you will know that the body will eventually get old, get sick, and die. So no matter how you feel about it, it will still happen. If you're afraid of getting old, getting sick, getting die, it will happen anyway. But if you know that it is not you, then you will not be affected by whatever happens to the body. This is just on the intellectual level. You have to take it up another step. You have to put it to the test. You have to subject your body to all sorts of hardships. By becoming a monk, you are not allowed to eat 3 times a day, for instance, because the body don't need to eat 3 times a day. The body is like a car. You can fill the tank up 1 time. You can eat 1 time and fill enough food for the rest of the day. The reason why you eat so many times is because of your desire for enjoyment. You don't eat for your body, but you eat for enjoyment. This you don't want to do because this is the wrong way of. This is the way of being addicted or attached to your body. And if your body should somehow not be able to respond to your desire, then you will be unhappy. So you should put your knowledge that the body is not you to the test. Treat it exactly like it is, not yourself. You don't have to take too much. You don't have to take too good care of your body. Just look after it, just like you would look after a car, and be ready to give it up when the time comes. If you can give up, then you will not be affected by whatever happened to your body. So first you have to teach your mind the truth. Then you would have to test to see if your mind can accept the truth or not. Like sometimes monks want to test whether he can let go of the body or not, like let the body die or not. He would have to go into a forest, to some place where there might be some danger, and then test the mind to see if the mind can still remain peaceful and calm. If it cannot, it means that it's still attached to the body. Then it has to somehow teach the mind at that particular time that by being attached to the body will create this very bad feeling, this feeling of fear. But by accepting that the body is not the mind, and the mind ready to let the body go, if it does that, it will become peaceful. So this is the test that eventually we all have to take. First we have to teach the mind first. But this is like on the theoretical level, like in the classroom. Once you learn the knowledge, then you want to apply that knowledge in real life, in real time. Okay? If you pass the test, then you will live forever happy, without fear. People nowadays are afraid of these three things. They're afraid of getting old, they're afraid of getting sick, they're afraid of dying. And no matter how much they try, they would never be able to stop this process. They try the wrong thing. What they should do is try to stop the mind from clinging to the body. Let the body be, let it go, let it be. Once you can let it be, then you have solved your problem. But we solve the problem the wrong way. We try to solve the problem by trying to preserve the body. We try to think of different ways of how to prevent us from getting old, getting sick, or die. But this has been done throughout the ages. And it's the wrong way to go. The Buddha found the right way. The right way. The problem is not with the body. The problem is with the mind that is deluded. The mind takes something that doesn't belong to itself and think that it is itself. And then whatever happened to that thing, it becomes miserable or it suffers. So this is the work that we do in Buddhism, in the Buddhist practice. Not to kill the body, not to correct the body, but we are here to kill the mind that is sick. The mind is sick through delusion. And we need the practice of meditation and insight. Because if we don't have this, the mind doesn't have the strength to go through the test. Now you know the truth, but you cannot let go of your body yet. That's because your mind, the force of attachment is stronger than the force of detachment. What you have to do now is to develop that force of detachment by calming your mind. Because when your mind drops into calm, it temporarily detaches from the body and everything else. See, this is why we have to do meditation. And in order to do this, you need to have the focus ability. You have to be able to focus your mind, to stop your mind from thinking about this and that, here and going here and there. Because if it keeps on thinking, when you sit in meditation, you cannot focus your mind on your meditation object. Your mind will think about other things while you focus on your breathing. And you could sit for hours and you won't experience any peace or calm. So first of all, the first key to success is you have to establish the ability to focus your mind. Secondly, you have to sit down and calm your mind until it becomes totally peaceful. Thirdly, you have to develop insight by teaching your mind the truth. The truth of your mind and everything else. That the mind is one thing and the body is another thing. And if the mind clings to anything, it will become agitated and depressed, stressful, because nothing in this world is permanent. See? And if you want something to last forever, you will always be stressful, because nothing lasts. Nowadays things don't last very long. You can get something and the next day it could be gone again from you. So you must learn to detach, don't cling to anything. Always remind yourself that everything is temporary. Everything that you have is temporary. Every experience that you are experiencing are temporary. If you are attached to them, when they disappear, you will be depressed. Like when you're having friends over, you're happy. But when they leave you, you're left alone. You feel sad and lonely. But if you can focus your mind on your breathing, you can sit in meditation and forget about everything else. And when your mind forgets everything, it drops into calm, drops into peace. Then you have the real happiness. Okay, so this is pretty much what you do as a monk, or as Buddhists should do.